Welcome to another Sounds of ERA podcast. My name is Edward Johnson, a.k.a. Eddie, and I'm the president of InfoEd International. I'm here today with Hilda Alajajian. She is from the University of Vermont, and she is a grants resources specialist. And she's been there for about 11 years. Hello, Hilda.
Hi, Eddie. Good to talk with you today.
The funding databases generally come with funding alerts. This is, of course, where you can set up the database to email you opportunities. Yeah. Do you take advantage of that?
Yes, very much so. Yeah. And that's one of the great time-saving features of the funding database are the associated alert services. And the beauty of them is that you don't have to go in every week to see what's new. It automatically updates you. And that can be as easy as just submitting your email address to certain of the free ones. NSF and NIH both have really good alert services. And it can be also as sophisticated as filling out a profile according to some of those filters we talked about to bring in as many opportunities as possible that would be possibly relevant to what you're doing. But the beauty is that it's automated. It will allow you in a time-saving way to keep on top of things. And it's helpful in a number of ways. If a person is sort of looking for a particular competition that they know comes around every year, every couple of years, if they have their alerts coming to them, they don't have to keep checking. And if it so often, like it often does, comes unexpectedly or the cycle gets changed, they won't miss it because they unexpectedly change the date that year or whatever. They'll be alerted to it. And for myself, our office is in charge of keeping track of limited competitions where the university may only submit a certain number of applicants for an opportunity. And the alerts are really a great help in keeping on top of those because they can come out any time. And if you miss the initial announcement of it, sometimes they only give you a month's lead time to get a candidate selected from internally. So it's very helpful.
Do you find that in those opportunities, I've heard that universities actually can have the reverse problem, obviously, as you described, if you miss them, because they tend to be very, very quick, like, boom, do this now.
Yeah, they're very fast turnaround sometimes.
But you can also have problems where, for whatever reason, more than one department decides that they're going to go after this. You can create a little conflict there because people one hand doesn't know what the other's doing, right? So if you don't invite people, then all of a sudden you've got a couple different people from a couple different corners going after the same money. And it's effort creating these proposals. It's not a trivial thing. And only to find out that, we don't want yours.
Yeah, and the other thing is you might even disqualify the university's candidate. If some funders say we receive more than one or whatever the limit is, that we throw them all out. That's happened to us too, and we want to avoid that. But the opportunities are a lot. If there's just one person keeping track for the whole university, it might be easy to miss one or two. But for the most part, the funding databases really help us keep on top of that.
So then with these, you talked about these profiles. Are these things that you would set up on behalf of the investigators? Or are these things that they would be expected to set up on their own behalf? Is it?
Yeah, it can be either way. I've done it both ways. It's a time saver. I've done it for the investigator, but it really behooves the investigator if they do it themselves because they're the expert, I'm the generalist, so they will do the best job in selecting the criteria that matches their needs. So, sometimes I go to their office and help them actually just do the mechanics, but then they have the expertise to know what things to include and select in their criteria. And sometimes they just send me what they're interested in, and I make those decisions, and that helps them because then they don't have to take the time to learn how to do it and do it. But for the most part, especially with incoming faculty that are so used to these electronic resources, they catch on very quickly. I don't even need to come to their office. Sometimes I just need to send them some instructions, or they pretty much can set these things up. It's not rocket science to use these funding databases, which is the nice thing about it. They're easy to use, and they're very valuable, time-saving, efficient tools.
This has been fantastic, Hilda. I hope you're willing to do another one of these if time permits or there's things that are topical. So thanks again. This is fantastic.
All right, Eddie. Thanks for asking.